Hey everyone, and welcome into another episode of Waxback Treasure Hunt. And today we're hunting for Provisions in a box of 1991 Fleer. Let's get into it. Alright, so I've got a box of 1991 Fleer baseball. And this is not the best looking set. It's the old yellow design that Fleer came out with in 1991. But the cool thing about this set, the best thing about this set, is the inserts. It is the debut of the Provisions insert. So the 1991 original Provision set is probably the coolest of all the Provisions that they ever made, and probably the most sought after as well. So got this box off of eBay. Now I will say that anytime you buy a box off of eBay that's not factory sealed or shrink wrapped, you do kind of run a risk of having some of the packs opened. I don't think the seller knew it, but when this was sold to me, because there was tape on the front, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but there were some packs that were already opened in this box, unfortunately. But so it was only 5 packs, and I did count the cards. They're all there. They're all accounted for. So hopefully someone didn't pull a fast one and take out a Provisions and replace it with a base card. But they're all there. 5 packs, 14 cards in each pack. There was a few notable cards in here. There was a Sandberg, I believe. Yeah, that was a nice one that was in here. A Sandberg and a Fielder Home Run King Superstar Specials card. So that was neat. I think there was a Robbie Alomar somewhere in there as well. Yeah, there's a Robbie Alomar. I think there was a Barry Larkin. There's a Gary Sheffield. And let's see. I think there was a Larkin in there somewhere as well. Yeah, Bobby Bowe and Barry Larkin on the Superstar Specials. That was a good one. But otherwise, there was not a whole lot in those several open packs. But anyway, we will get into some of these other packs and see if we can pull any of those Provisions. And man, those are super cool. So we'll do a few of these packs today and see if we can pull any of those really sweet inserts. All right, here we go. 14 cards in a wax pack and a sticker. Doesn't look like we got any Provision there. Todd Worrell, Zane Smith, Joe McGrain, Jimmy Key, Mickey Hatcher, Andy Benes, Kevin Elster, Les Lancaster, double, Rick Ruschel, Todd Benziger, Jose DeJesus, Glenn Wilson, Scott Sanderson. So that was a very cold first pack there. And I'm going to try to go through these a little faster than I normally go through packs. I know they're not the most pleasing to the eye, so I try to get through them a little quicker than normal maybe. Put these couple of nice cards on the stand up there. All right, let's see what the second pack has for us. All right, got Ron Kittle, Scott Erickson, Don Slott, Sharperson, Gruber, Cerrone, Bill Doran, Salas, Dave Schmidt, Greg Briley, Dave Stewart, not bad, Joe Bover, Brian Meyer, and Atlee Hammaker. Probably the best thing we got there was, other than the Dave Stewart, was probably that Tigers logo sticker. Let's check out the next pack. All right, got Chris Nabbles, Johnson, Herbeck, Smiley, Jim Gott, David Wells, not bad. Steve Sachs, Barry Larkin, cool. Hall of Famer, got Dave Bergman, Junior Naboa, another Hall of Famer, Randy Johnson, cool. Mike Gallego, Rod Booker, Mike Scott, and there's our sticker. All right, a couple Hall of Famers in that pack. Still no Provisions though. In my experience, they are pretty tough to pull. Opened a lot of these packs and pulled very few Provisions over the years. Check out the next pack here. Got Ron Robinson, Brookins. That's a nice card. Ryan Sandberg and the Hawk, Andre Dawson. That is the Chicago 100 Club. Got Morgan, Schofield, Drew Hall, Arnsberg, Pete Smith, Vito Bryant. There's another Sandberg, sweet. Got Robbie Thompson, Leanna, Carmen, Darwin, the Angel sticker. Alright, let's grab a few more packs out of here. Hopefully we can get at least one Provisions. Rich Rodriguez, Mattingly, that's cool. Juan Berenger, Mirabella, Robinson, Diaz, Jim Abbott, great player, Bill Piccata, Gleaton, Karkovice, Shue, Burns, and Bell, Whitehurst, and a Met sticker. All right, here we go. Let's go. What's this? Pack 6, 4, 5 or 6? Lost count already. All right, I've got Bill Kruger, Devon White, Mike McFarland, Nunez, Barry Jones. There's a Hall of Famer, Dave Winfield, sweet. Willie McGee, Cisco Cabrera, Doc Gooden, not bad. Tony Pena, Bob Malachy, checklist. Greg Smith. Hey, that's a nice card. Other than the Provisions, probably one of the better cards in the set. Got Griffey and Barry Bonds in the Superstar Specials. That's cool. Good different sleeve here. And we got 4 mini stickers there. All right, let's try again. The next pack. It's Ward, Rigetti, Al Morris, Mosby, Tom Foley, Alvin Davis, Eckersley, Hall of Famer, Wardini, Ken Caminetti, Whitson, Azakar, Greg Gagne, George Canal, Terry Kennedy, an Astros sticker. All right, so the Provisions proving to be very elusive. So let's keep ripping. Hartley, Williams, McReynolds, Young. Nice. Greg Maddux, another Hall of Famer. Kevin Mitchell, Oliver, our Charlie Hayes, Casey Candell, Marquise Grissom, Randy Milligan, Gary Gaetti, Ted Power, Kirk Gibson, and 4 mini stickers. Getting shut out here on the Provisions, unfortunately. Got Joyner, Afneer, Steve Avery, not bad. Keith Miller, Romine, Cal Ripken, sweet. Hall of Famer, Felix Jose, Bruce Hurst, Hullett, Aldonado, Jeff Kunkel, Dennis Cook, Andres Thomas, Terry Lee, another Angel sticker. They're just, like I said, they've always been pretty elusive in my experience. Darren Lewis, Gilkey, Rob Murphy, Fazio, Hernandez, Russell, Howell, Rosario, Tim Raines, a Hall of Famer, Charlie Huff, another Hall of Famer, John Smoltz, cool, Greg Swindell, Steve Crawford, Steve Lyons, and a sticker. All right, if I could just pull one, I'd be very happy. Oh, wait, maybe. Oh, yes. I see something dark in there. I think this is it, guys. Let's see who it's going to be. Burkett, McIntosh, McRae, George Brett, Hall of Famer. That's cool. Alan Trammell, another Hall of Famer. Scott Radinsky, McCaskill, G. Nelson, Jeff Parrott, John Franco, Tom Bolton, and we're almost there. We got Billy Ripken. Pull these last couple of cards off the back. Orioles sticker, Bill Plantier, and our Provision. Yeah, all right, Don Mattingly. Sweet. That's one of my favorite ones. I love that image, that nice artwork with the Yankee pinstripes in the background. Donnie Baseball. Happy to pull that one. Never pulled that one before. Mr. Yankee. That is really, really cool. I was beginning to wonder, but glad we finally found one. Let me grab I'm going to do a little cut on the penny sleeve to make sure I don't ding the corner. This kind of cardstock can tend to get dinged if in the process of going into a sleeve. So what I want to do here is trim that little corner off, because these are, people like to get these graded if they're in great condition, because they're so tough to get a high grade with that black border. That one looks excellent right there. Don Mattingly, Provisions. Happy to pull that one. All right, well, there we go. So I'm going to end this video on that one. I was hoping we could pull at least one. And I got a bunch of packs left, so maybe there'll be some more in there, but we'll pick it back up next time in the next video. And let's see, a few other notable cards we got. We got a bunch of Hall of Famers there. Most notably would be the Griffey and Bonds card, which is cool, but definitely the pull of the day is going to be this Don Mattingly on the Provision. So very cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I enjoyed that, and I will see y'all again soon for the next video. Y'all take care. Have a great day.